is the Violent Professional Podcast.
Dude, look at this death cheetah, bro.
Fucking A.
Bro. There's been a lot of shit that's been happening in the past few days.
Yeah.
A lot of shit, including YouTube videos that we just watched of some... I don't know how to describe it. It's like the darkest YouTube channels.
What somebody considers the darkest YouTube. I wonder if there's like some dark I don't know. They have guidelines in YouTube that you're supposed to follow in order to post videos, right?
Yeah, but
like if you post some shit that is against the guidelines, they'll just take it off.
Yeah, but it has to be reported.
Got it. All right.
Which, I mean, those videos we watched all kind of. It's weird talking in with headset now.
Oh, because he did it without it.
Yeah, like, yeah, those videos have to be reported. So like somebody has to see it, which it begs the question, like, why, who isn't reporting that shit? Like the dude that was stalking women.
Yeah.
And maybe it was reported, and maybe it was like a different time where they didn't have the same fucking thing. Now it's like if you say anything, YouTube will its algorithm, because of everything that is going on social media, it will
the age of Siri, or everything's just
you just made somebody's phone pop up in a
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember, like, I have an episode where I say okay Google, and it's fucking yep, there it goes. Throw that over there. Yeah, you say certain things that'll affect the algorithm. The algorithm will pick it up. It's kind of like social media, where you guys posted those memes of schmovid crime teen. Like, I think you posted one today, right? And then David posted one. And I don't know if you saw this, but you can see on it says, for accurate information, go to the
Son
CDC.
of a bitch.
It says it on both of them.
Every time. Even though it's like a screenshot of somebody else's screenshot.
Yeah, I tried to, and I was like, what I don't want to do is like screenshot and then discuss it with you guys and even talk about it, because the thing is listening. So if I screenshot that where it says that go to this website and then post it to you guys, it's like it opens up the DMs for, I mean, they can look at it anyway, but it opens everything up at that point. They just start going, somebody said something somewhere, and then the
just
robots,
give it to everybody at this point.
The fucking evil T-1000 comes out and gets both of us. So what do you think after watching those videos? Before you start, because I love cutting people off, right? I think I need to find something. When I watched that video, the one video from his channel, and it was about that kid that got found in a chimney across the street from his house, I was like, holy shit, this stuff is dark. Because it just seems like a normal kid that's not normal. It's not normal to get abused by your parents or like locked outside or something. It's not what I'm saying. He seemed like a normal kid that had a bad run of it with his family. Like he was born into a piece of shit family just by chance, like a lot of kids are. And then he ran away from home, but fucking ended up eating it. That video seemed like this was going to be a dark series of videos. That's why I was like, we got to watch these fucking things. Pick one of them. But it's not like, I don't think it's fitting of what I want to accomplish or you want to accomplish. We want to see like the really fucked up shit, like the LFHOHQ, whatever the fuck it was.
Like the fucking rabbit hole
LHOHQ,
stuff,
yeah. So I'm going to find some more, but even in those videos, there's still some fucked up shit. So
it shows you the dark side of some human nature stuff.
I'm interested to hear what you think about all that.
Well, the first one we watched, I don't remember the guy's name other than his first name. It was Dan.
Yeah.
Not my brother Dan. Fucking weirdo. Somebody that I probably would have beat the shit out of if I saw him doing this kind of stuff. But walking around the streets of LA.
It begs the question, why didn't he get his ass kicked earlier in any of those videos?
Absolutely.
Maybe he was an intimidating individual.
Maybe he's tall, towering, weird, gangly figure.
Because there's some videos where where there's dudes walking with him. Why would?
Yeah.
If I was in that situation, I'd be like, dude, get the fuck away from us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes, 100%. Like, why the guy just avoided eye contact with him the whole time. Anyways, he's following women around LA, random women trying to approach him and talk to them, but he's recording them at the same time. checking out their ass, checking out their tits, just doing guy things, but making it very obvious and saying things to them. Basically like an inadvertent cat call, just like more abrupt without like the whistles and the smiles. He just keeps this fucking weird monotone. Like, trying to pick them up, but not knowing how to interact with people. You could tell he was socially awkward, just 100%. Fucking weird. Anyways, he had a 3-hour video on YouTube of him just walking around. We didn't watch the 3-hour video.
No, we did not. That would make us in the same boat as him. That'd be fucking weird.
But he apparently in this video, he's talking to all kinds of girls as young as like 14 even. Which if I saw somebody doing that, walking around recording girls, and I'd probably end up following him around and making him feel real fucking uncomfortable.
There's this video out from, I think, Mexico or somewhere where this dude, I don't know if you saw it, but this dude rolls up on a bike and grabs this girl, and the whole village comes out and pummels the shit out of that guy. Yeah, that's what would normally happen. Oh, what's that? My alarm? Stand by. Keep talking. Underneath the steps.
That's what you get for throwing it.
Dude. I get an alarm. Turn this on.
Make sure mine's off.
Fucking silent, dude. I have a bunch of alarms set up because of my son's school, his home school stuff, to make sure he's doing what he's supposed to do. Anyway, continuing on.
So the dude, super creep, following these chicks around, has like long hair, weird angle on his recording. I can't tell if he's using a phone or if he's using like a GoPro or something. Whatever he's using.
Yeah, it looks
for it to be uploadable footage that long, I'm sure it's not from his phone.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because it's
could be a fucking camcorder. Which
either way, the people are going to be that don't want to be filmed are going to be weird about doing this or holding up a phone and going,
absolutely,
you know, hey, what are you doing? That was
man.
One of the weird things. That was one of the weird things. Like I said to Mark while we were watching it that this guy could probably do pretty good. I mean, he's obviously a psychopath, but he could probably do pretty good with women. He's not a bad looking dude. He seems like he's confident. And the weird part about the first stages of the video is when he's walking around taking videos and going, hey, what's up? Because he says like some of the stuff he says while it's just a little socially awkward, like some of the stuff he says is just like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? I want to talk to you.
Very benign, but it's his body position, like he's catching up to him, getting very close or getting right next to them as they're walking. And what's weird is it's not just like he's not just going after girls that are just by themselves. He's going after groups of girls. He's going after groups or girls that are walking with guys. It's super odd to me that somebody has that much confidence to be able to approach women, but does not know how to fucking talk to them. Super weird.
It's almost not confidence in a way because it's like he has some disorder, right? Because of the shit he said later. It's like there's no filter there. Yeah. There's like obviously something psychologically wrong with him, but it's
no sense of knowing how wrong what he's doing.
It's essentially
is.
Like taking the governor off your vehicle. You know what I mean? Like it's just like your vehicle knows it's supposed to stop at a certain point, but then it just doesn't. You know. Like confidence in a different form, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain.
So I made a comment to Mike while we were watching this video, and I said the way he's talking and his mannerisms, it's like he doesn't know how to be human, like he's a fucking alien. And then later on in the video, the dude mentions something about his fucking reptilian brain, and I was like,
he also says when he talks about women, he doesn't say, I'm going to go talk to this lady or this woman over here. He goes, I want to grab woman.
I want to grab woman and...
Like a caveman.
Eventually want to procreate. And I'm like, this is a fucking alien. This guy is an alien. He's out to procreate with the human lady.
It would make a lot of sense if they come out within the next... Because we're supposed to hear about aliens or UFOs. We'll get on that too because there's a little bit of...
6 months, right? Something
6 months. But here's the deal with it, and I'll try to bring this back instead of just drifting off like I'm in space. How much are we going to find out? Because while Trump signed that stuff with the stimulus bill for full disclosure UFO, some of it's secret or top secret. while there is disclosure, they're only going to give us a certain amount.
Redacted,
they're only going to
redacted.
They're going to say, I assume we won't find out that there's aliens.
No.
They'll leave it as up for debate. We have UFOs that aren't from this planet. It'll be the same shit as we heard before. Or we'll learn about technology, or we'll learn about something else. Anyway, once we find out whatever it is, and if they say this is a UFO, here's the reason why it is. It can fucking manipulate gravity. We know for sure that this didn't come from here. We can 100% say there is or has been alien life that visit us, or we grabbed it from somewhere. Maybe there's not a Mars space base or anything like that. Maybe we're not working with aliens. Maybe we haven't talked to them, but we have a fucking thing. 100% proof. You cannot debate it.
They would have to show it, clearly.
And what it can do.
Just take our word for it.
They have to give proof.
Yeah.
Basically. Not a bunch of fucking media stories about like, oh, fucking blah, blah, blah. We need like proof. Full proof of... So we can 100% sit here and say like, yeah, aliens exist. Like there's no doubt about it. Or this is a UFO from somewhere else, but we don't know yet. They're trying to figure that out. Even if they say we're trying to figure everything out, that's why we have the task force, whatever. But to bring it back, because I'm good at this stuff, it would make a lot of sense about when you look at somebody and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with that person?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, that guy's not fucking human.
And it would reveal that maybe there's alien DNA, or this person's a fucking alien that's trying to fit in or drink his water. Like,
yeah. Smoking meats.
Yeah. With the boys. Smoking them meats, dude.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. We're not saying that this dude's an alien. He could just be a fucking mentally fucked up individual.
Or if you yourself are questioning yourself as a human and you're like,
am I fucked
why
up?
the fuck do I do the same fucking dumb shit? Oh, it's because I'm supposed to be breathing water, breathing underwater in a different galaxy. My biology doesn't work the same here. Go into space, you start sprouting gills and shit. Like, it's, yeah. But yeah, anyway, continue on.
There's water in space?
Yeah. That's, I mean,
space water.
You go into space water and
Duh.
you get the fucking thing. Condensation, it's science.
You're drinking your fucking breathing juice right now.
I'm breathing Strike Force energy.
That's how you breathe. You act like you're drinking water.
You know how I got the Strike Force energy?
You went to Strike Force.
Fuck your ad-free experience. I went to StrikeForceEnergy.com and used code VIOPRO at checkout.
VIOPRO.
How much did I get off, Mark, when I got this?
25?
20%?
25? 20.
20%.
It's 20%. You got 20% off.
And free shipping, dude. Anyway. Strike Force Energy is a fucking fantastic fucking drink. You know, you get that shit and you fucking wake up in the morning. You know, it came in on the fucking Pony Express. You know, Paul Revere himself, if he was alive, he would have brought that shit right into your fucking suck hole. He'd take the fucking pump bottle, insert it into your face, and smash the top so you get that fucking natural flavor enhancer in your body. Now, I don't know if it's natural, but it sure as hell tastes like it belongs in my body. And it should belong in your body too. So go ahead, go to StrikeForceEnergy.com and use code EvilVibes at checkout and you get 20% off all of the shit that they have on their store. That includes fucking water bottles to put Strike Force Energy in. It involves hats, cats. I don't know if they sell cats, but they probably should, you know. Get fucking as hyped as you can on fucking Strike Force Energy like a cat on catnip, speaking of which. And with, you know, the hustle and bustle of busy life, why would you waste time to go into the fucking gas station or the grocery store to get you a fucking energy drink when you could just have that shit on your counter ready to go? You get the pump bottle, you get the fucking packets, you squirt that shit in water, boom, you're fucking done and off to the races. Anyway, go to StrikeForceEnergy.com, use code EvilVibes for 20% off your entire order of Strike Force Energy. You know who didn't get 20% off and free shipping over $35 because he didn't spend it?
That's me.
You?
Fuck.
But also the guy we're talking about on that video.
That's true.
So
That's true. He
he's
spent
too
his
busy-
money on a shitty video recorder.
he's too busy walking down the streets of LA and whacking chicks with his wiener.
Turns out the guy wants to bang these chicks, and he says, I want to rape women, says he wants to, like, do all kinds of weird shit. He's trying to find a woman he can keep. Anyways, he then became a registered sex offender. So he
Was arrested. And
he must have acted on some of those impulses and became a registered sex offender. I'm curious on if the dude went to jail, because he
did.
He didn't have a big gap in between his
no, he went
video.
to jail before he started doing these videos. That
Got
was
it.
the,
So
the-
it was prior to making the videos is when he
Yes.
okay. So when he came out of jail, he continued to do the things that probably got him in trouble with his reptilian brain.
So
Ugh.
he is, if you haven't heard of it, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have, but if you haven't, he's a classic incel. So involuntarily celibate. So he tries to get women and he's not successful. He's like he wants to bang every chicks, but then all these chicks, every chicks. So he wants to bang all these women that he sees, and eventually he becomes so fucking horny that he's just like, hey, what's up? And they're just like, God,
Hey,
get away
what's
from
up?
me.
Talk to me. Sit on my...
And then he does stuff like taking videos to prove to people how fucked up the world is. Then eventually he becomes angry at women. And
acts on it.
yeah, and then he takes it out on them verbally over YouTube and blogs, shit like that, to say why women are so bad, to eventually getting to a place where he's on YouTube saying, I'm going to rape these women. And we didn't hear it. Do you remember what happened with him? Did he just stop making videos, or what the fuck happened? I can't remember.
I
We just
can't
watched
remember
it.
either. So, yeah. Fuck, I don't know. I think he just stopped.
Oh, they did say he's not in jail or anything. He's out
Yeah.
there. He's just not making videos. So
Yeah.
what the fuck happened?
Somebody probably beat his ass.
Yeah, I wonder if that's it. Because that was eventually
probably
coming.
would have done it.
That was unavoidable. That was
Yeah.
the next phase of the videos. He's like,
he
see,
should've-
everybody's so fuck up and hates me. Everyone's fucking mean to me. And there he's
Hey,
just like,
that's the guy.
hey, the guy whipped his dick out and tried to shove it in her butt.
We
That's
didn't
what
we
happened.
didn't see that on video either, but I'm sure it happened. You could tell, like, the chicks that he was recording, they were so fucking uncomfortable. It was just seeing their body language and like the way
He didn't give a fuck about age. It's not like
Yeah.
he was this dude's a pedophile. He is, but only because of situation
Yeah.
dependent, right? But I mean, he is at his core. I'm not taking anything away, but he didn't give a fuck about age. It was
Yeah.
like if there was an
he was
elderly woman,
35, 40. Yeah, he was
It's
all
fucking
over 'em.
weird, dude.
Cougars,
Yeah.
Cubs is just fucked up. Anyways, that was, I mean, odd video to watch, but not super dark. You know what I mean?
None of them were.
Not that I wanted to see him do anything like that to women. Not hoping he would either, but it's part of a series, and that video to me wasn't like dark like the first video.
Well,
you
it's
were
just like
describing.
any horror movie, essentially. But this is real life shit. That's
Yeah.
why I think it's dark, because, like I was
It's
describing
like
to
an
you about these
episode
videos.
of CSI shit, yeah, or some
Yeah.
fucking something like that.
What I was describing to you about these videos is that while the videos might not be crazy or the person in it, I mean, some of them were, but they're not overtly crazy. It's all the shit and the backstory that's going on behind the scenes, is that it's the fucking crazy part and dark in some way. But we need some darker shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to get you can look too.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking look.
Because you showed us a video. What'd you show us the other day? It was like maybe nothing. I don't remember. I thought you showed us a video. Maybe it was me showing myself schizophrenia. That's what it is.
It wasn't me.
I wanted to talk about this too because it's relatable about this video. This 1950s schizophrenia patient is like a catatonic schizophrenia. I don't know which is the one where they actually see hallucinations or if that's false, but I've looked at a bunch of schizophrenia videos lately, and it seems oddly familiar to my life. There's a couple videos where the there's like a woman talking about it. She's describing schizophrenia, and she's doing a reaction video to a schizophrenia. She's doing a schizophrenia simulator reaction video, and she has schizophrenia, and she takes a bunch of drugs for it, pills to keep her fucking head balanced. And she's like, no, that's not how it is. And she's explaining it. It's weird. Like, I'll explain why I think I might have a slight case of it, which is the people that have it know they have it in some regards. Some aren't like a beautiful mind.
They've been diagnosed. Yeah, fucking John Nash. Oh my God. Are you dropping off letters at some mailbox? Is that what you're doing, Mike?
I mean, I'm doing that on social media stuff. Remember the fucking Project Gray Hair? I had backdoor code and shit, dude. Like,
is it
everybody solved my riddles?
Was Aries some front, and all those packages were just full of shit, just shredded paper, and you're just fucking sending them off?
I was responsible for the Chinese pills. So
schizophrenia.
The chick was describing her case of schizophrenia, and she would, as she does stuff, she basically has this voice telling her she's just commenting. It's like somebody's watching her life.
Just like narrating her life?
Yeah. So that goes back to aliens. If, like, there's supposedly like aliens all around us, and there's like invisible different dimensions and shit. And I was like, I wonder if they're crazy, or if like they take those pills and it just shuts off the other side. And they're actually locked into the universe.
Yeah, and they're totally
just like, what's fucking happening? Because they still have the veil over their eyes. That's why everybody that takes DMT is just like, whoa. You know? It gets fucking shut down, and then there's a whole bunch of crazy shit that happens.
Look at all that.
Yeah. So she was describing it as like she would do stuff, and when it becomes like she's having a bad episode of it, these voices of different genders or whatever, tones or whatever, would just comment. It's not like the movies where it's like there's somebody in the room with them.
Yeah.
She's just like, they know what's happening, but eventually and I'm not a doctor or know anybody with schizophrenia that I could tell, like, people might be like, you don't know what it's like, blah. But they would do something like open the door and be like, you open like a fucking idiot. Like, it's just like negative shit that they hear, or good stuff or whatever.
So when they're experiencing that, are you saying that, are they being vocal, or is it just being
they're
vocal
hearing it in their head?
Okay.
Yeah. So when I watched that video, I was like, holy fuck, I might have a slight case that gets brought on by Jack 3D. Like when the original formula was out.
Yeah.
And it might just be a product of Jack 3D, and then it was taking meth. So I'd had that whole video where I was talking about taking meth on Jack 3D because there was meth in it. And they had to get rid of it. That's why the new Jack 3D sucks. You see that meme with the Viking dude from the fucking raid? So he's like, when they switch out the fucking, when you haven't taken the original formula or something like that. So I remember I'd be sitting at my desk at work. I'd be like on the computer, and I'd just be like getting fucking tense and like,
like fucking mess.
Spun up, just typing real fast and shit. And I'd hear like this fucking thing in the back, like, like
shit.
I'd literally hear it in my brain. It only happens if I'm like in dead silence.
Yeah.
And I've drank like a shit ton of caffeine or something. Mm-hmm. But I remember it shot me back to that time when I used to do Jack 3D, and a shit ton. Like one scoop was enough to get amped up, but we'd be doing fucking 2 or 3. Just fucking doing work. Not working out because you feel amazing, but then we'd all be in the same room, like my coworkers, and then they'd leave or something like that to go get lunch or fuck whatever they were doing. And all of a sudden you hear, but it was like a human's voice.
Weird.
In the back of my head, and I was like, I'm fucking going crazy, dude. I got to stop this shit.
It's like you're just tuning into that fucking schizo. Just
But it was garbage. Like, it was garbage words, but it definitely, like, to me, it sounded like somebody's voice. There was
something.
Yeah. There was a couple times where it like bugged me out so much where I would like had to stand up and get out of the room. And it wasn't that I thought I was hearing shit. It was that I knew my brain was just going fucking wild.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, I'm a schizophrenic person. I don't think I am, but I
don't know what this is.
Everybody's got, like, if your chemicals are switched, which is what schizophrenic patient, like everybody that's fucking crazy.
Off balance.
Yeah. And my chemicals in my brain work different than yours. I knew what it was. I was like, my brain's not fucking firing right. I was a little scared. I was like, does this get worse? But I didn't think I was schizophrenic, or I think I am now.
You just sit there and try to listen to it, and then you start making out words, and that's when the schizophrenic comes in.
And then I finally deciphered the code, and it was like, I got to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Your coworkers come back, and they're like, Mike, did you just type a 75-page essay? What is this shit? I don't know what I'm writing.
It's the same 3 words. It's the same.
Just wrote penis like 6 billion times. What's going on?
I will not suck cock. What is this? Oh, who put this on my computer? Uncana is a CBD company. They make all kinds of CBD products which help people get over shit like anxiety, aches and pains, and general bullshit of the world. Uncana takes the edge off of life. Everybody's talking about CBD. There's a lot of great companies out there. But if I'm going to pick a company to put in my fucking body, I'm going to choose Uncana. You know, you go to Uncana.com, you use code VIOPRO, you get 25% off of all of the CBD products. At least go there and research. They got plenty of information, some fact sheets, the data on how pure and safe their product truly is. What do you have to lose, kids? Go check it out on Uncana.com and make sure you use VioPro at checkout for 25% off your entire order of CBD.
Second video was kind of weird that we watched. I think it was the second one. It was like from a laying down position, looking at a TV screen, but the TV was like coming out of the ceiling, kind of like this light fixture, but you know that's how it was mounted. It's through the ceiling. I'm doing like a jerk off motion.
What's up
huge
there?
Penis. Anyways, a TV mounted through the ceiling. So imagine being in like a laying down position and you're looking up at that small TV, and there's a shelf on the wall and it's got like a couple stuffed animals on it, which is fucking weird. And then there's a clock. So on this YouTube channel, it's the same position every single day, and he uploads like 11 to 12 videos a day, and they're all of TV shows. Like he's watching TV every day, all fucking day. So he's just like holding a cell phone and just fucking recording it. Doesn't say a fucking word, just records what you see on the wall and the TV.
We picked out what was happening right away, but the narrator was kind of dragging it on for a while.
So you can tell that this room is very small, and it's an awkward room. And any room that has a TV mounted through the fucking ceiling with a plug way up there is probably in a hospital of some sort, whether that be a mental institute or an actual hospital. Still a medical facility. So nobody puts that shit in their own house. This is all I can say. And
unless you're in this podcast studio where like literally there's a plug right there, and then I mean I ran this late.
You didn't mount your TV through the ceiling, Mike.
I may at one point have had a projector with cables running through it, so yes.
Fuck.
Anyway,
you're ruining my plot here.
Wait, there's no TV up high. I'm just thinking I could put a bed in here and I could lay up there
totally
and do the same fucking thing. You're like, totally he's back.
People would flip their shit.
Oh my god, he's under a different name.
The view changed after almost an entire year of videos. The view changed. This dude has like 8,000 videos on his channel, which is a fucking lot. And I wonder if anybody's actually watched them all, because that's weird to watch clips of a TV show from a distance like you're laying on a bed.
Somebody had to have.
Somebody had to. Somebody did that every day and watched his shit every day.
Yeah, and like looked for different things. Like there was a point where like the camera went down at one of the points. I was like, "What's on the bottom of the screen? Like where? What's happening?"
Trying to figure it out. Let's decipher stuff. It's like that "don't fuck with cats" thing. Like just trying to pick out things out of the video. They can find out where is this guy? What's he doing?
You mean this guy made 8,000 videos of him watching down towards his feet, and you never saw him jerk off one time?
So
that's what they were looking for.
Made a joke about that. So throughout his videos, you end up seeing like his videos start out pretty stable. Like he's holding the phone and he's pretty stable. And after that full year, like it progressively gets shaky. So at the last point, you're looking at videos that are like this, and I made the comment. It looks like he's fucking just jerking it in his phone.
Maybe he
just
was,
shaking.
yeah.
He's like, oh, these people don't know that I'm just jerking off and recording the TV the whole time. Just gets more violent.
Yeah.
So his videos stopped. Nobody uploaded any videos. So the guy that made the YouTube channel that we're watching to find these other videos does some research and Googles the guy's name, finds out he passed away, and the dude was born in like 1969 and died in 2019. And he was putting these videos out from a hospital. So the view had changed a couple times to different hospital rooms and had the same TV set up and everything. Some hospital curtains, super. You could just tell immediately, like, oh, that's a fucking hospital. It was very weird to me that somebody would record that, not say fucking anything, and upload that to YouTube like that's part of their life. They wanted that to be part of their life, and I just can't comprehend what makes them want to do that.
Yeah.
You know? Super awkward.
Very awkward.
But that's supposed to be another dark YouTube channel.
Only dark because I mean
Because
the
he
dude.
died.
Yeah, it's so. But let's talk about the kids' YouTube thing. The last video. I mean, we could talk about the schmovid crime thing.
We want to do the autism one first.
Okay.
I probably just fucked that up by saying it, but so
No.
no
one's listening to this anyway.
That's true. There's a family YouTube channel. I don't remember what it's called, but it's just this family. They didn't have very many followers, but
Are we talking about the autism one?
yes.
Okay.
So they would post these like happy times with their family. They're like with Thomas the Train, and there's another one.
Thomas
where
the Tank, dude.
yeah, dude, call it Thomas the Tank.
That's the
What fuck's
Mandela
that?
effect, bro. They think it's
They think it's a tank.
Tank because the alternate realities.
So happy times with the family. They're recording all this stuff, and then all of a sudden the videos start to change a little bit, and then they just stop. When they come back, like a year later or so, the videos have changed completely, and instead of these happy videos that they're seeing on one end, it's now really fucked up videos because the daughter is actually autistic, and she is beating the shit out of her mom. So she's recording these
the autism
episodes.
part isn't the fucked up part. It's the
Correct.
fact that she's
a violent
super
autism.
violent, and
A
can
violent
fight too.
professional autist.
Like, who taught her to fight?
Yeah, she would grab for the hair, pull the hair, and then just start wailing on whoever was in the room. So,
Like multiple people at one time, feet, hands, fucking crazy.
yep. And very, very awkward part of the video. She's like leaning down as she's beating someone's ass, and she bends over, and she's wearing a thong. So she's an autistic, probably teenager at this point, wearing a thong. And she's not a slender girl. She's a bigger girl.
I don't know how to describe that because it's like
I mean, people can wear whatever.
Someone bought that
underwear.
for you.
Somebody bought it for her.
I don't think she's going around and like going to the stores and getting that shit herself.
It's fucking weird to me. I mean,
She's
she was
looking
a
at
functioning
coloring books and
she
shit.
was a functioning autistic individual because she was able to be on stage dancing with her mom in some of those videos, or in public in some of those videos.
What year was this? I can't remember the year.
I don't
Because
remember.
if you
It had to be a while ago. That van was pretty fucking old.
there's a lot of things you can take from what year is it?
Yeah.
Because if it was this year, you'd be able to like, she got all that, like the way she's acting is from social media.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way people, you know how it is, like social media influences fucking everybody. It's all over the place, and so people won't do certain things. They would just do things pre-internet or social media. They would just do things within their group, and then they'd think it's cool. But now it's like nationally, you think certain things are cool.
Well, it's
the way people
weird
talk
now.
and
Like
everything.
now, it's cool to be socially and like politically and everything. It's just cool to be awkward now, and I don't understand that. That's just because this generation is.
They look at
just
you
what
as
they
you're
do.
awkward, dude.
Yeah, even though I feel like I'm a pretty normal fucking guy.
Yeah.
Whereas you get the dudes like we talked about in the last podcast, is fucking the neck guy and fucking long neck. what? How is that like that it's cool to be sick and fucked up? You know what I mean? I don't understand. Anyways, back to
Different
the autism.
time, man.
Way
'Cause
different fucking time.
I think before social media, like not even before social media, like that's like a current thing, man. It's people like that were, and I've never seen somebody with a long neck. He's the first motherfucker.
Besides those chicks that elongated their necks, right? On purpose.
People were destroyed in school over weird stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So socially awkward people think they're cool nowadays. I think that some of them even pretend to be disabled. I don't want to say. You know
Are you
what I mean?
talking about the video I sent you guys? The other-
Yes. So some of them even.
You got to look at their whole profile.
I don't know,
and-
dude.
we're not making fun of people. We're just saying
No.
there's.
I feel like some people actually.
Well, it's like
use
people that
though.
pretending they're disabled to join the Special Olympics
Yeah.
so that they can crush the
Yes,
competition.
yes.
Or
What movie was that?
that was South Park. They did that in
There
South
was
Park.
an actual movie with the dude from Jackass. The fuck movie? He called him. His name was Jeff. My name is Jeff, and I like apples.
Is that 21 Jump Street or something? Like
No, that one. He was like, my name's Jeff.
that? Yeah.
So the movie I'm thinking of, The Ringer. You know what movie I'm talking about? Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
Yes.
Johnny Knoxville was pretending to be the
Yes.
handicap.
Yes. So back to the autism thing. I don't know if there's people that use that diagnosis of autism as like an excuse to beat the shit out of people, or like they use it as a socially awkward. They know they're socially awkward, so they're like, I'm just gonna say I'm autistic. I know somebody who said so I know somebody, one of my employees that says this. They say, I am autistic. I am mildly autistic. This is why I'm socially awkward. And I feel like for them to come and tell me that, I know they're socially awkward because I can see their mannerisms.
Yeah.
I know how they interact with people. And I could, you're socially awkward, dude. But you're very, very able to function. And I don't know if I don't know how to diagnose autism. I'm not a fucking doctor. I don't know any of that shit. But I do have an autistic relative who's severely autistic.
Yeah.
And it has like it's just way fucking different, you know? Like he says though, the employee says I'm mildly autistic, whereas my relative can't even fucking talk to you in that way. Can't verbalize it. But I feel like some people might try to use that as an excuse, or somebody has told them before, maybe you're autistic, and they just fucking go with it. You know?
Dude, you hear that so often. The people say, like, I think this kid's autistic. It's like,
and then the parents
used
are
to
like,
be
oh my God,
ADD,
maybe he is.
ADD and some and people would just diagnose other people with their shit.
Yeah. Like, oh, my kid does that too, and he's autistic.
Yeah.
What? I don't know.
You can for sure tell if someone's like hard, not highly functioning.
Yeah. So you sent us a video of somebody who
I wasn't, and the thing is, like, David told me, he's like, you're fucked up, but I was like,
the way he comprehended it was fucked up. You weren't fucked up for sending it.
I probably would have sent a video if it was anybody that was saying what that girl was saying.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I talk shit about that kind of mentality.
Yeah. It's like the live, love, laugh.
Yeah, it was just
of white women sending videos
Yeah.
and talking. So I got what you were doing. I was picking up what you were putting down, but David's like, yo, you'd bang her, huh? Like, what the fuck, David?
Yeah, he took it the next step.
So the girl.
Now we're letting people know how he actually took. Dude, not to interrupt, all right? That's what this is.
Not to interrupt, but to interrupt.
Do you remember what he said? Maybe we shouldn't talk about it, but he said some shit, and I was like, why the fuck aren't you like this on the podcast? Why do you do this? You make me mad by doing it, because it would be like, it's not that it's a good episode, the last one.
Yeah.
Minus the last like fucking minute when I was like, okay, we're done, I guess. But
well, it's where
he says stuff that's
starts
so
recording
fucking. He says, I'm not a funny dude and I'm not creative.
No.
I'm not creative. But then he drops like bangers, like, and it's just like, bro, why don't you bring this shit?
Because nobody can see him.
It's
we
not
need to put him in a box right here, in a fucking black box with the microphone sticking through it like a glory hole.
Yeah.
And he'll fucking go off.
David would be. If you're listening to this, David, you say you listen to every episode. You need to turn your page into a fucking meme page and then have a sales funnel.
Don't tell him that.
I want it to fucking go crazy, dude. Have a sales funnel.
Here's the problem.
And then you
if
sell
tell him that.
not fucking t-shirts that are just bullshit.
See, he would go to you to design them.
No, I ain't doing that.
And he would take all the memes from somebody else. So he can't
Well,
be
they all do that.
Yeah, but his are just blatantly like the people he follows, and he's like, I'm taking all his.
You know, it's...
And he doesn't go shop around. It's just two fucking people.
Oh, two people?
And he just takes them.
You know, a lot of those meme
repost
pages, a lot of those meme pages, it's such a brilliant fucking thing that I'm
they're all the
surprised.
same people, probably.
I'm surprised not more people do it. But they have these pages and they just make different kinds of branded meme pages, but they steal from people that don't have tags, and then they put their own on there and then fucking block everybody that tries to claim that, hey, that's mine. They're like, DM for credit. And they're like, or whatever.
Oh, DM'd you.
And then they have like merchandise off of it. That's just bullshit they sell.
Yep.
And they just keep doing that.
Just get ads. And, oh, man. Yeah.
David could be doing that, but he's doing his other thing.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
So the video you sent.
Just throwing my 2 cents out there. David, you need to start a meme page.
Meme page, or we'll put a box over with a glory hole.
Yeah.
That's not for our pleasure. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of is for our pleasure.
How did we start talking about memes?
Because he throws bangers out when he's not seen, when he's just off camera, off audio.
But why did I start talking about that? Let's go back. Why did I start talking about him in the first place?
Because he's funny.
Oh, no.
I was talking about the chick.
I sent the video that he perceived as fucked up.
He perceived
said
it as fucked
something
up,
about it.
But at the same time, he knew it was fucked up. He was like,
said something
but
about
you
it.
banger though, right?
He said something about it that was it was worse than he said something like really fucking crazy. And then I was like, and it wasn't he typed it or anything. He fucking said it.
Yeah, he voice chatted that shit.
And I'm going to change people's lives here. If you're doing a group chat, there's voice button. You can send voice. Don't be a pussy and send a text. Send a voice and get your true feelings out. Because if you feel bad anyway, you can delete that shit.
And you can actually use some tones.
Yeah. So people don't like. I always think if I send text, like people think I'm being an asshole because I think I'm being an asshole.
Why is he mad right now?
Yeah. Why are you mad, bro? And then I did that to him recently. I just kept saying, "Why are you mad, dude?" Like, no, you're mad, just to fuck with him. But yeah, he said like. Fucking says some fire shit and he gets in here and just fucking
shuts down,
up.
dude.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even remember being in this room. Anyway, continuing on.
Back to the video you sent because I want to finish up on this. The chick, to me, seemed like she was faking this shit. Even though she probably had Down syndrome.
She isn't.
Well, to me, it fucking looked like
I'm not saying it in a bad way. Like, we're not fucking talking shit about people.
Yeah.
But you go to her other videos, and she's got very similar. She's reading something that people prepared. It reminds me of those kids, to circle all back. It reminds me of those kids. Somebody's making her do that.
Got it.
Somebody's making her do that.
You're fucking absolutely right. Okay, I can see that. So
that's so I started
like her mannerisms. She's smiling the whole time. And she's saying these positive things, putting these positive vibes out there. You can do it.
Which is great for
you're
some
in control
people.
Of your life, but her eyes are like doing this, and she's got the Down syndrome face, like facial features a little bit, just like very, very slight. So that's why
we're turning this podcast into a whole different thing. This is the one that gets us banned.
I don't
talking
care.
Shit about that.
I don't care.
I don't either.
I'm not making fun of her per se, but to me, just like she was so mildly down. I don't know what she was diagnosed with. Down syndrome, or autism, whatever.
Moving.
I don't want to say like retarded, but
I mean, if this is what gets me taken off, like the whole podcast is shut down, take me out of my fucking misery, because I did that fucking Satan video. That took all goddamn day. That part is awesome. 2 seconds.
That was pretty awesome.
2 fucking seconds. And I was up till fucking 2 a.m. putting final touches on it. That
know, 'cause
thing
that's when
took
you fucking
so
sent it
many
to me.
fucking hours to make work because I'm not an expert with it.
Yeah.
But like the teeth are superimposed, like you could tell the fucking horns are like all like wonky and shit. Because I was trying to make that as perfect as possible,
Yeah.
so it looked legit, and it only looks legit for like half of it. The rest of it's like, but the green screen was set up. Like I found all of the green screen overlay videos, pieced it all together, was just chopping it up and stuff. The part with that where we were had the actual clip, that was way quicker. I did that in fucking like 10 minutes. I've made that clip, cut it up, and then put it with that. And I was so proud of it afterwards. But to take me out of my misery, it only got like a fucking few likes. And I hate that because if there's letters, words, or anything that the algorithm just like thinks that is going to give people free marketing without paying them, it shuts the fucking exposure down. And as soon as I fucking did that, I was laughing my ass off, published it, sent it to you guys, and I was like, oh no. I was like, this thing's going to get no exposure. I already know it. And it hasn't, because it has fucking words on it. It has fucking letters spelled out.
Yep.
The only way you get exposure if you're a celebrity or you're fucking millions of followers. And then even those people that put words and shit, they get like 20,000 views. You know what I mean?
Insane.
Yeah, because the algorithm sees it as a threat to them making money.
Yep.
Fucking hate it.
Sucks.
Ping Pong Tactical is a tactical hard use gear company out of the Pacific Northwest. They have a plethora of holsters and accessories as unique as you are, built to your exact specifications. You want a holster with a dragon on it? Maybe you want a holster with 2 dragons intertwined looking back at you. Well, if you want that, they got you, son. You want a place to put your screaming keys so they're easier to locate when they scream at you? They got you as well. You got a weed rolling tray, man? No? Well, it'd be a lot cooler if you did, man. Just ask Logan over at Ping Pong Tactical, and he will hook you up with any Codex your little black heart desires. So go check them out at pingpongtactical.com and use code VIOPRO at checkout for 10% off your entire order, man.
Anyway,
Well, I think that some people, I just have a loss of trust in humanity, really. So I think that some people will fake that shit just for
agree.
clout, you know. And then you throw in the other hand where they're forced to do it.
yeah.
Like, I'm not saying forced to act like it,
Because
but forced to
some
do
parents
these
are
things.
fucking assholes. I mean, I'm an asshole someday, but I'm not going to make my kids do fucking videos.
Yeah, so
I can make money.
To the point here, there's another video that we watched. It was the last one that we watched, and it was a mother of some adopted children, and she had her own child, but she had a whole bunch of adopted ones, and she was forcing them to they're very reputable, very equitable YouTube channel. It was bringing in a whole lot of money.
What happened with the kids? Because I'm not going to ruin this story. I probably ruin it just because of my ums and likes while I say it, while I answer you. I'm like, but what with the 2 boys? They never talked about it, but they're implicated in the crime.
Really?
They have to, dude. They have to be, well, not implicated, right? So
Yeah.
whatever that word means, they're not. They have to be. They have to have saw something. They're able to, but they never talked about it. Anyway,
That's true. That's true.
continuing
I
on.
wonder if that was the only 2 that got adopted.
No, they
after
were
the fact.
Those 2 adult men were her biological
Got it.
children,
Okay.
Along with the girl,
Yep.
who was in the video.
Do you think that they
the
came around
adult
a lot,
kids,
though? Did they come around a lot?
They were living there. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
the
yeah, they're
girl was
fucking
the only
implicated.
one that wasn't living in the house. The biological children.
It's probably their fucking idea. And then so the mom was
I would
forcing
punch my
these-
mom in the face if she was doing
yes,
this shit.
she was forcing these kids to make these videos, and if they didn't comply during these videos, after the fact, she would beat them, she would lock them in closets, like Deadbolt from the outside, lock them in the closets, make them wear diapers so they shit themselves, piss them, they were malnourished, just torturing these kids for her monetary gain because she wanted them to be in these YouTube videos. That's where she made all her fucking money from. She was super fat, overweight, just looked super unhealthy. These kids had like skin and bones. From what we saw, we can't see their faces because they're blurred out and stuff, but these kids didn't look deathly ill or anything.
Yeah, it would be hard to, at first glance, to look and tell if they were malnourished unless
yeah.
you like probably saw them in person.
If they like lifted their shirt and showed their ribs or something, I don't know, but
It's where you see all the bruises too.
Yep.
Pretty sure.
So they probably beat them where you can't see it, you know. There was implications that the chick would cover these kids in pepper spray from head to toe, spray it on like inside one girl's parts. That's pretty fucked up. She was in pain for days. I would have killed this woman. So
Kids are too young to do that, but those.
Well, they can't comprehend it
it's
either.
the one mystery about it. Those two adult men that were a part of it, and they were her children.
Yeah, had to be part of it. Anyway,
they never talked about that's confusing to me. They never talked about those two guys.
We could probably look it up.
Yeah, they were probably
something about.
They have to be. There's no way to live in that house if you're an adult. That's a different thing. They were adult, like 20s, something like that. They had to have been thrown in that. They wouldn't have let that go. They would have been like, who? Because when they do investigations, right, they're going to look at who is all involved.
Yeah, who's all there.
And you're like, even if you're like, I didn't know what was happening the whole time. It's like you didn't.
Oh, you're still there.
You didn't know that there was like all the screaming and the kids. She
probably
and
threatened
like
them. She probably had something on those guys, or forced them to do something unspoken of.
Maybe they ate her asshole out.
Yes, Mike. It's exactly what it was.
It's my go-to when I want
Smart.
anybody to shut up or do podcasts all the time.
Hey, come over, Mark, or I'll tell him about that time you ate my asshole out.
You only need to do it one time, bro.
So the woman gets arrested, okay? Because the biological daughter of this woman actually came over and saw that these kids looked like they were abused, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking call the cops." So she does. Mom gets arrested. Kids get rescued. She ends up adopting two of them, but these kids tell all the unspeakable.
The other one, she was
things.
just like, "Yeah, I don't want to."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like these other kids. But
now, what about her?
Yeah. So can you imagine?
She
like she just. So what if it was a case of like mother like daughter, and she just fucking continued with those two kids and just kept making videos.
You cut the head off the snake, dude. It's that whole thing. You cut the head off the snake, and then you just take the throne.
Yeah.
There's a power vacuum, and she fucking
the mom ended up dying. I forgot how she died. Brain aneurysm.
Being a big fat pig.
Yeah, something like that. But she's dead, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Leads me to a story I heard about a long time ago. I watched a documentary on it, actually. There was a woman who had a daughter, and for this daughter's entire fucking first 15 years or so, the mother was using anything she could. Her daughter had cancer. Her daughter was allergic to basically everything. Couldn't fucking walk. Had all her teeth pulled. She played up all these medical scenarios in her head and kept going to different doctors until these doctors performed the surgeries or diagnosed.
So she didn't have these things.
She didn't have anything wrong with her.
It's like the old Bobby Boucher's mom, where she's like, Vicky Valancourt's the devil. You better not go out into the world.
It's so sad because she kept this girl locked up her whole life and not able to go play. She was confined to a wheelchair.
Was she
and the
like poisoning her with like anything too? She was like giving stuff in her food,
shaving her
whatever.
fucking head. She had all her teeth pulled because she said if you eat sweets it'll rot your teeth, and you have this condition where your teeth are gonna rot out anyways. So they pulled them all. She talked some fucking doctor or dentist into pulling all this kid's teeth. She talked some doctor or dentist into all this other stuff. She had to wear these
same strip
glasses,
ball as Dr. Kevorkian.
have all these surgeries done on her stomach and her intestines and stuff because she had some gastro thing, and it was all just fucking made up by this mom.
Wow. And
she was a Hurricane Katrina surviving family. They got a free house out of it because of their sob story. They got millions of dollars for it. All that money seemed to disappear, of course. They lived in like a fucking double wide. But it was just insane the way a mother would act against their child for that monetary gain. And that's what this other woman was doing with these adopted children. But long story short, that girl ended up finding out, oh, I can walk. This is weird. Oh, I can eat sweets and these other things without my mom knowing, and it's not killing me. I'm not allergic to these things. She met some dude on the internet because she started fucking around on a computer in the middle of the night. Talked that dude into coming over and killing her mom. So
Plot thickens.
Plot thickens. She premeditated, planned, had the dude come over, off the mom. Long story short, both of those people went to jail. So that it's a very controversial story because people are like, "Oh, I would have fucking killed my mom a long time ago."
People say that a lot. I would have done this. I've you know, but it was like when real life. I mean, laws don't really care about like what.
Yeah, you still committed the crime.
Yeah.
You still committed the crime, even though, I mean, she could have just gone out into the public and been like, "I can walk, I can eat food, I'm not fucked up," you know. But no, it was vindictive. She wanted to kill her mom because of all the shit she did.
What do you do in that situation?
It's fucking insane.
You get therapy, I guess.
But that just what went through that mom's mind that she was just using her daughter as a tool for that monetary gain, for the attention. Like, oh, you're so brave and strong for taking care of your fucked up daughter because she can't do anything for herself. It blows my mind, man. People like that exist, you know?
Well, it's hard to figure out, but one thing that we can gain from this whole thing and maybe learn a little bit is I'm going to immediately after this podcast take some Jack 3D because I got some of the old stuff saved up, and then I'm going to ask the demon that's sitting in the back of my head what the fuck people think. I'll be able to... Stop! What? Is he here? I'll be able to answer all those questions, but I ain't got no answer, man. I think it's hard to put yourself in those shoes or understand people when you don't have the same thing going on.
Absolutely.
While
involved in it.
While everybody's a little bit off in some way because we're not all, like I said, chemically the same in our brains. Nobody's brain's perfect. There's, more adjusted people.
Well, people thrive on different things in life for sure,
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't get it, man.
Some fucked up shit out there.
I don't get it.
Anyways, we're definitely going to look at some other videos that'll take us deeper down some fucking LOHQ type rabbit holes.
Yes.
If you haven't watched that episode, go back and fucking watch that one. That one's cool too.
So our most popular clip on YouTube is the LHOHQ, the most dangerous rabbit hole.
Skipping that second H or the first H.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
LHOHQ.
Because I made that, I made up my own, version of that. I called it something else for the episode. Like, if you look at the title of the episode, I think it's different than that. And then the clip is correct. The clip title is correct, but I named something else based on something we said.
Yeah.
That's usually what the title of the episode is based on something somebody said during the thing. It's like, you said Nexecution during the last one, and so I called that because that's clever. I was going to call it cocaine and Robitussin, but then you said Nexecution, and you see me on the video go like this. I'm like
yeah.
There it is. Right, because I don't like saying, that's the name of the episode.
Oh, that's it right there.
Everybody stop what you're doing.
Write that down.
So, finish this shit off about...
You killed him.
Oh, body slam! You see that shit? He's like, off the top rope! Off the top rope! Boom! Can't touch this thing. It stands up by itself, but it raises the roof. But it can't. I was thinking, dude, I get weird with these videos. I was like, I can make a stop motion animation video and do this all day where I'm like, oh, come over here and
while we're having a conversation, normal conversation.
Hold on a second, and then go up there and click the photo button. So let's finish this fucking episode out by talking about the recent events. I'm not going to be political. I just want to... You can get however you want. You can talk about whatever you want. Obviously, we're here to just fucking free flow because free speech is still a thing, motherfuckers. I thought this was clever. What I put on there. Free speech is the new speakeasy, dude.
It is.
And people, dumb motherfuckers, might not understand that reference. Realize my finger was in the mouth. I'm too into fucking made up cheetah characters. It's like fucking blah, 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 blah.
Recent events. So the White House got... I'm like grabbing everything you're about to fucking grab over here.
Just glad I don't events. Fiddle like...
Recent events at the White House happened.
Put it back in. Don't stab my hand.
Trump supporters went to the Capitol. Like a million of them. I don't fucking know how many. Thousands and thousands and thousands. Handful of them stormed the Capitol. Broke into the Capitol. Even though there's videos out there of cops moving the barricades and saying, go ahead. Blows my fucking mind how easy it was for them to get into the House chamber, into the Capitol building.
There were all those signs there that said to not do that.
A lot of signs that said don't do that. And also, there should have been a whole lot of fucking Secret Service and a whole lot of Capitol Police because the vice president himself was inside that building. So for them to be able to walk in or just break one door open or climb through one window, it blows my fucking mind.
Well, it's like a few years ago where that dude, when Obama was president, when he jumped across the lawn and got into the fucking White House and was just running around and no one stopped him.
True.
He was just running around.
True.
They were like, oh shit, we actually need to secure this place. I think a lot of government buildings operate
They just
on
take it for
fear.
granted, yeah.
It's like the way governments control population. They just operate on fear of what could happen, and then
Well,
they're
there've
just like,
been-
oh, we
there've
don't have
been
to
so
actually.
many-
You don't actually have to lock your doors
Yeah.
in a good neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a good neighborhood over there. Washington D.C. is horribly crime-ridden, but I'm saying like people are fearful of going in there because of what they
They're
think
like, oh, don't
will
go in there,
happen.
you'll get shot.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, well, I fucking won't then.
When's the last time someone was shot other than this time
At the Capitol building,
Yeah.
many fucking times.
Many times?
Actually.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
It happens.
Cool.
There's like some lady that tried to drive up to it, and she fucking got lit up.
Okay.
Hit some barricades and got lit up. There's a dude that tried to walk up in there with a fucking gun, got shot up.
Yeah, I mean,
So somebody died. Well, was it on the 6th? On the 6th, a lady, she was an Air Force veteran, big Trump supporter, tried climbing through one of the barricades, okay? And it's a door, and there was glass on one side of it, and she's trying to climb through the glass. It's broken. You can see through the glass, like somebody's recording it next to her. So she's on the right, dude's on the left recording. You can see inside on the other side of the door, and there's like chairs stacked up and thrown into a pile against the door like they're barricading it. This chick goes up on the right side, climbs up on something, and she sticks her head through the door like she's going to try to get through, okay? And as she does that, you see in front of the guy that's recording, there's several people behind those doors with their guns drawn, but one of them is very close, maybe 8 to 10 feet away from this woman. He is aiming at her, and as soon as she sticks her head through that fucking hole, he thinks it's a fucking zombie or something because he takes the shot, and he fucking shoots her right in the neck, and she dies. And I think that that's fucked up.
Well, on the other side, she's not supposed to be breaking into the building.
She's not supposed to be breaking into the building, but nowhere in that building does it say if you break into this door, you're going to get shot in the face.
I don't think it's not fucked up. I don't think it's okay that she was killed. I also don't think it's okay that she was doing what she was doing.
I agree. I agree with that.
Regardless of people, because everybody's saying this is the people's house. There's still red lines,
and it's unknown.
There's still tours you have to sign up for. There's still politics.
It's unknown what that person was going to do. She could have gone through there and went after the guy.
Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
It's. I'll let you continue, but what I will say is that it's fucked up on all fucking sides.
Oh yeah, both
all
fucking sides. So one thing that really fucking irks me is that the left is painting the right as domestic terrorists, and they're using those words, domestic terrorists, and they're using those words. They're saying that there were armed protesters and armed rioters breaking into the Capitol. I'll tell you one fucking thing right now. In Washington, D.C., you cannot have a fucking weapon. You cannot have a gun. You cannot be armed and go into the fucking Capitol building. Walking around the city, you can't be fucking armed. They have some of the highest or craziest gun laws there are to even be able to get close to the grounds. You can't fucking tell me that there was people getting into that building that had guns besides the Capitol Police.
We know gun laws don't work, dude.
We do.
So there probably were people. Logically speaking,
but
you don't think there was somebody with a gun?
For them to say it the way they've been saying it, there hasn't been one shred of evidence. Not one. And if there is, fucking show me. Send it to me. Please. Because I want to see it. But
there are gun laws. It doesn't mean that maybe there's no evidence that they have. Maybe there was nobody with guns, but probably Americans.
Yeah, but
I've got guns all over.
But they're using it. They're using it as a rhetoric. They're not using it because they saw evidence. They're using it to paint the picture of any Trump supporter in that area being a domestic terrorist. When a group of maybe 100 people stormed the building, I'm not saying that's not a lot of people, but it's a very small amount compared to who was outside. And there could have been people on both sides in that crowd just to make that fucking huge mess of an event that went on.
I would put a lot of stock in that there was people from all sides of there that looked at the opportunity to paint the protest as like, these are a bunch of dumb rednecks. We can dress and act just like them. Let's go in there and cause fucking chaos. I'm not saying that's who. I'm not saying who did it, because I like I said, I've been trying to stay away from it because it's fucking, even during it, you guys were talking about it, I was like, God damn it, I don't want to get fucking caught in this shit, because it's too easy for me to get ramped up just like anybody is. Yeah. And I was just like, I'll just let the reporters tell me what's happening. And then I started looking at it. And that's what I'll talk about in a little bit, but what I discovered or what I see from my perspective.
Well, it's crazy. Like,
I will offer a solution from my perspective on what people should do to get away from all of the bullshit that you see out there. Anyway,
delete your social media.
Yeah, that's the start. Yeah.
So in parts of these events that were going on, there's people that are there that are being judged by both sides. Okay, so there's people on the right. It sucks that there's two sides anyways, but there's people on the right that are looking at some of these individuals putting out these pictures to all the rest of their social media following, and they're like, oh, sure, these aren't patriots. These have to be Antifa. Just to look at them. Look at them. And without doing any research on who these people are or what they're doing there, what they stand for. So both sides are a fucking issue. We get it. I get it. I do my own research. I dig in. I find the things. I find the guy's name. This guy specifically that they were putting on a picture of, and fucking so many social media accounts that I've seen have been saying, oh, this guy's Antifa. He was at a BLM rally.
The Viking dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I brought this up when we were talking about it initially before this episode. They're reporting that he was at the Arizona BLM protest.
Yeah.
It's like, I was at the fucking Olympia BLM protest.
Yeah. And if somebody got a picture of you.
To say you're at a protest and like... To some regard, I'm like sitting at the protest and I understand why people are mad. Like, I understand that whole thing, why this is happening. I get it. I know I'm watching the people that are doing the protest peacefully. I know what they're doing and what their message is. Even though some of the times they're just dancing and whatever they're doing, they're still at the protest and they're occupying a section of the city. And I was there, so someone not knowing me or whatever, or what I believe or anything like that, they could snap a picture of me or any of the other people that are just, was just there to observe it.
Yeah. And then if you went to a 2A rally next week for some reason and you were,
I wouldn't, but yeah,
took a picture of you, and then they'd be like, I saw that guy at a fucking BLM rally. He's not one of us.
Exactly.
It's just so fucked up. This whole thing's fucked up.
And on the other note, it's like when those Antifa fucks confronted me and myself and David, and we're like, "You're cops," and we're like, "No, we're not. Like, we're just fucking dudes, man."
Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah, we're just fucking dudes. I always got good sound bites, man.
Continue.
You could flip it, and they could, if I was there, and let's say I was there supporting the whole fucking push for this. Yeah. I'm not making fun of the civil rights shit. I'm just saying, like, let's say I'm there and I'm with everybody minus the Antifa faggots. Said a bad thing as well. But imagine I'm there with that, and then I go to that 2A rally, and they're like, see, this motherfucker was blah, blah, blah. It's like, I think people have to, if you care enough to fucking know shit and not just spout bullshit across social media. What's good about between me, you, and David David and I having different perspectives like we are kind of right now, but similar, we have we're in like a love triangle of fucking information. So we try to put shit out there and be like, what do you guys think about this? And then we all like sort of do our own like research and shit and come back with like, we have arguments or discussions or whatever. Never really arguments because we're not pissed at each other ever, but like we try to find, like, actually look for different sources and shit and then push this back. Like with the Viking dude, David was coming back at you, be like, nope, here's a picture of him with the fucking this Antifa dude, and then you're bringing back information, and I'm just sitting there fucking, look at this cool video I made, guys. Nobody's answering. Okay, people aren't gonna like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think people should do that more, and they just don't. They just see
it's
memes
terrible,
from
man.
one
It's
fucking side,
terrible.
and they send it to other people, or
It's it's the way disinformation is now, and the media has passed that into social media. It has passed that into friendship circles where people are just gonna pass that fucking information on without fucking looking into it. They're like, this cell phone is pink, and then it'll get reported. Hey, did you hear that cell phone? That fucking cell phone's pink, guys.
Who gets a pink cell phone?
And then it just fucking continues on down, and then somebody looks at it down the line, and they're like, you know, I'm gonna look up that video they're talking about of that guy with the pink phone, and they look at it like, bro, that's fucking red.
You sure?
It's
Sure about
a
that?
fucking red phone.
Show the camera. I'm gonna color it pink, dude.
Oh, son of a bitch. So, I'm stupid example, but it's the telephone game. You know, it gets fucking passed through so much, and by the time it gets over here, it's not even the fucking same story it was over there. And it's just fucking blows my mind how people will just eat up every little bit of information that they take in and just fucking regurgitate it without doing their own research because they think that, oh, that's what it is because I heard it.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
It's like me taking sound clips. If you took certain sound bites of this episode alone, you'd be like, they're anti fucking whatever. You could take it and just skew it a certain way. If there's like a 2-second thing.
They're
where
anti-autism.
Yeah. You just piece stuff together like I do. It's not hard. You know what I mean? And then there's deepfake. Who knows?
Yeah. You're going to deep fake my face? Make me autistic?
I'm going to deep fuck your face.
You're going to deep
All
fuck
right?
my face?
You're going to get mad, and then I'm going to deep fuck your face with this fucking thing.
Yeah, crazy events going on in the world right now.
A lot of misinformation from all sides.
A lot of misinformation.
I don't see how...
Turn off your fucking TV.
I don't see how we fucking unbury it. Like, I'm not fearful for America. I think the machine keeps going. Like, I think this will calm down eventually. Hopefully. This is really what I don't give a shit about fucking whoever the president. I don't fucking care. Because I feel there's enough checks and balances, regardless of the current system, that there will be bullshit things passed.
Yeah.
I would love to fucking say, I would love to say that there is enough people fighting for whatever they're fighting for to slow shit down from turning us straight into a dystopia.
Yeah.
Where all that bad shit you see in movies where we're all enslaved in tubes and fucking... I personally just want to see this fucking year calm down. Like,
absolutely. I agree.
That's it. Because it's not because I give like I don't. It matters what happens in DC and the federal government, but I don't fucking care. I care more about the local government. My fear about this year, because I never was really scared of 2020. I was kind of like looking at it as we've talked about. I've been laughing about all the crazy out here, like people wearing gloves, masks, 3 masks, and then a fucking face shield and going there and touching fucking apples that they're going to eat later that somebody coughed on even through their mask. I've been laughing at that, sort of pissed off. I can't do certain things initially. Like they stopped selling chicken wings. Like that's the shit that bothered me last year. A lot of people aren't as well prepared as us. Like we're all doing fine still. Yeah. Relatively living the same life. Like I've had to make some changes as we've talked about, but we've done considerably well compared to,
absolutely. Yeah. Monetarily, even in a lot of cases, there's people that aren't making any fucking money. And I'm over here. This is probably the most I've made in a single year.
My fear for this whole thing is that it gets so fucking crazy that we live in cuckoo land. Dudes, we're just waxed right around the corner, bro. And I'm fearful of that. If I was a single dude that didn't have children, if I didn't have a kid, I'd be like, fuck it, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking
we all have kids, and I think that's where I'm scared of it. If I didn't have a son it turned to Mad Max, I'd be like, fuck it, I'll be fine. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
we talked about what job would you do during the
Fuck yeah.
but that's really what I worry about. I don't think enough people give a fuck about their kids. Like, I think a lot of people care about their kids just biologically.
Yeah.
I don't think they fucking care. I don't think they look at like having to tell them what the fuck's happening about.
Yeah.
You should like go out and play with your friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I let my son go play with other children, and the neighborhood we're in, everybody's kind of similar, and I think that's generally the idea. But there's a lot of people that fucking aren't like that, and they're just breeding these fucking weirdos. Not because the kids it's their fault. It's because people are just not looking past the immediate, looking at the fucking future.
Yep.
People need to care about fucking kids. Like, when it comes down to it, that lady on
their
YouTube,
mental health, their social health, everything, their fucking education, it's just all down the fucking tubes right now. This area, Thurston County, they said that 40% of the kids are failing. 40%, dude. That's
no one makes their
damn
kids go
near
to school.
half the fucking kids. Yeah.
Well, because in Thurston County, it's most schools are online, right?
Yeah.
Your daughter's
correct.
Yeah. So there's sometimes if I'm not paying attention, that's why my alarm was going off, because now after a while, I have to fucking know what the schedule is so that I can say 10 minutes, you got to get, I'll have him in here on his laptop doing stuff. And it's like, in 10 minutes, you have to be at this class, because if I don't say something, he's 9 years old. He's going to forget.
Fuck it. Video games. Something,
Today, it's Friday. I heard his teacher say, it's a hard time getting kids in school. And it's like, she's kind of laughing about it. It's like, their parents aren't making them go to school.
Yeah.
Like,
or they're doing the least amount possible, They're like, we got to log onto this class. And then once they log off of the class, they're like, okay, make sure you do those assignments, or make sure you read for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
but then
fuck it.
You got to do the additional thing of checking, and like, I have before he's able to do anything, go play or whatever, minus a few exceptions, he has to come show me what I don't always check all the work, but it's like, show me that your list is done, because it's all on there.
Yep.
To get back to it, I've never really been nervous, and I think the past 4 years have been crazy. If Biden becomes president and things calm down, fucking great, and we don't lose all our rights in the process. That's great.
Where I'm concerned. I think that there's been such a hard push from the left that there's going to be so many attacks on the freedoms that we have left.
But what I'm saying is, if it went to where all of our fears about this new president went out the window, and it was just like, oh, we're back to what it was like before.
Yeah. If it went back to like,
and it was calm,
Obama
like things just
era,
went calm, and we're not losing our rights.
If it went back to Obama era living, we'd be okay, other than what he did with foreign affairs. But if it went back to just the way we are here, great. I'd be ecstatic. The problem is that, in my opinion, there's been such a hard push that it's making every other blue city state fucking emboldened. And they're just pushing fucking hard. It's
like this boat that's just continuously getting more and more turbulent.
It's fucking bad. And now that the House, the Senate, the presidency, these blue states are pushing really fucking hard on their agendas. Like Inslee just came out with him and Bob Ferguson. They're like, hey, fucking gun control. We're gonna ban ARs. We're gonna have. You have to have a license to buy ammunition. They're pushing all this shit forward with like 100 different organizations out of King County that are funding all this bullshit, and they're just pushing it out there like, hey, guess what's coming, fuckers? And that's my fear, is that they're just gonna keep pushing that shit down our throats, and our votes. It
doesn't matter. If the votes don't matter, then that's the problem, because this state is heavily armed.
Exactly.
There's so many people that carry guns that
they
may win the fucking popular vote for the governor. They would not win that one if it was put up to the people. I'll tell you this much.
I pray to God that that's the case.
One of the things people don't know about Washington is that there's the light again.
Bye-bye, light.
Whatever. I got to figure that out. I got new lights coming.
Fucking demon up there.
Yeah, dude. Still looks good.
Light demon.
Still looks good, right? That's what I like about that new camera, man.
That's good. So many people in Washington with guns.
It's actually pretty easy in Washington State to carry, and you don't really get fucked with. There's a lot of positive
I agree.
freedoms when it comes to the fucking 2A.
Though
here.
I haven't walked around King County open carrying.
Why the fuck would you? I'm not saying I'm for that. I think.
But yeah, I get what you're saying though.
I don't want to get into a fucking open carry thing, but
It's pointless.
it's fucking dumb.
Unless you're showing off to like your buddies.
Yeah. Two pro right to bear arms people here. It's fucking dumb.
And I used to open carry.
You're the first fucking target, bro.
What's funny is I used to open carry all the time, just because.
But it's kind of like when your parents catch you, riding around on rollerblades. You know, you're like, hey, don't do that. The fucking neighborhood's gonna think you suck cock.
Yeah, at least,
there's a whole bunch of people that open carry right now.
At
They're
least
just
take
like,
off at least take off the elbow pads. All right?
Yeah. Knee pads.
I didn't want to go there. Okay,
yeah, I did. I mean, I just talked
what
about
happens if you
dicks.
fall and hit your knees on the ground? My gosh, I have soft.
You
knees.
stand up and straight arm, shove that dick in your mouth. Anyway,
but yeah, I used to open carry, but it was only in times where I didn't have the greatest holster, or like I'd be walking down I wanted to. Okay, here's a good example. I went from my house to David's office downtown. Okay,
no big deal.
Walking, it's a long fucking way.
Okay.
When I'm walking that far, I don't want the fucking gun rubbing on my fucking side as I'm walking, because I had a side holster and I didn't want it fucking chafing the shit out of my side and cutting a hole into me.
Did you get that? Did you get that holster from Ping Pong Tactical?
No, that was before I even knew him.
Fucking set you up
It's
for that home
before
run,
I fucking
dude.
knew him.
Yes, it was last week.
Yes, it was last week.
And when I was there, I used code VioPro for 15% off.
So what I would do is I would take my shirt and I'd put it on the inside, so the gun's on the outside, and that allowed it so I wouldn't be chafing that side down, and it felt comfortable. And I'd walk that way all the way downtown, through downtown. Not ever did I get fucked with, not fucking once. So if I tried that now, somebody would call the cops on me, I'm sure, because I'm walking down the street with a fucking gun on my hip. Going to Walmart, different story.
I watched this video of this sort of relatable, but not at the same time. I watched this video on YouTube when I was doing some research for this fucking dark videos or whatever. I was just trying to find videos. I was like, oh, parasailing or paramotoring. So I watched this video of this dude paramotoring, and he got cops called on him all the fucking time because people just can't mind their fucking business.
Yeah.
They're like, it looks like he's having fun. It's different because it's gun, but it's relatable because you would get. But people that they don't understand stuff.
Yeah.
They just like,
It's an
I gotta call. Hey, there's a
fucking
guy down
irrational
here.
fear.
There's a guy down here flying his fucking this crazy flying device over people and blah blah blah. And the cops would come and be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And they're like, "What is that?" More often than not, cops are just super interested.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck, you go up that high and whatever. And it's not illegal to do any paramotoring unless you like fly through crowds of people.
Yeah.
You don't even need a license to do it. You could just buy one and fucking do it. But people call cops over dumb shit. So you
All
would,
the time.
yes.
You see bikers carrying a sidearm just because that's what some bikers want to do. Cops get called, there's a motorcycle and the guy has a gun. Like, okay. Did he brandish it, waving it
Is he going
around?
down the highway shooting in the air? Fuck you! They're kicking cars and threatening.
Man. It's, yeah.
So back to what were we talking about before that? We're talking about
Crazy current events.
crazy current events.
And local government being emboldened.
Yeah, I was
being emboldened by.
okay, yeah, so they passed all the
shit that's going
they
on.
were trying to do. It's I watched that video you sent where it's two people talking about 2A and when the government comes and it's if they make firearms illegal, like, and Molan labia that whole thing. I say that in jest because it's just an overplayed thing. Molan labia, the Spartans also fucked each other after battle, so can't take everything they say.
Gotta relieve the stress.
Yeah.
You maybe eat your
I know,
asshole.
Yeah, I'm breaking it. And now you'll never talk about it again. I'll just use it for fucking blackmail. You know how you get around blackmail? You just tell everybody that I made you eat my asshole.
Hey guys, guess what I had to do?
I just have to say, the first start off this podcast, I had to eat his asshole. Okay, going on. It's hard because it's hard. It's so hard. The confiscation stuff that they're talking about.
Mandatory buybacks.
This is why I think we all should get together, like I was saying before this, and actually talk.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't afraid before. I'm not a prepper. I prepare for stuff. I've got a surplus of dude wipes. Dude wipes to wipe my
Those are good.
itchy butthole.
You're prepared, but you're not a prepper.
Yeah. I look at my calendar. You know, a couple weeks ago, I fucking planned out my whole year.
Yeah.
I prepare, but I'm not a fucking bunker living prepper that people think they are. I'm smart, I guess, about
and that's
things, so it's convenient, and if things happen and we have to go away with me and my son, we have to fucking vanish off the grid, then I could do that for a little bit.
And that's the same way I am. So you're self-reliant.
Yeah.
So I consider myself very self-reliant in that aspect too. Though I take it a little bit further. Okay. I have go boxes, or I have supplies that I've stowed away in certain places in my house that I can get to quickly, or that I can go to for long-term storage.
Yeah, and you're not on Discovery Channel showing all your fucking canned food for the radiation,
so nobody
and
knows,
all the gas
nobody
masks
knows
and
where
shit.
they are. I don't have any gas masks or anything like that. I
Fucking
do have
unprepared. I've got gas masks. What the fuck's wrong?
it.
I thought you were a
That's why
prepper,
you can
dude.
come to my house and share my food, all right?
Yeah.
You bring your gas masks and eat my asshole.
Let's get past that.
So, I have books about edible plants.
I have fine leather-bound books, smell of rich mahogany.
Books about medical stuff, books about edible plants, medicinal plants, things that I can gain some knowledge on quickly if I need to, about that could be either bug out or just around my house, you know? I fatten up the squirrels in my backyard so I can fucking eat them eventually. Doesn't mean I'm going to have to, but I can.
That's what you've been doing?
No. I mean, they're already
It's
fat.
the same thing I've been doing with the squirrels at the dumpster.
Just let them get
Except
fat.
I don't think that they're going to taste real good since they've been eating coffee grounds for fucking ever.
Coffee grounds, fucking
They
banana
eat the
peels
shit out of our pumpkins if we put them out in the front of the house. You'll get like
pumpkin spice
they'll
squirrels,
fucking
dude.
rip the shit out of them. They're fucking little assholes. Like usually I'll take a bag of trash if it's like super late and I want to take the trash out. I don't want to walk to the dumpster. I just put it on the front step and then bring it out in the morning. But sometimes I fucking go out there and it looks
It's
like
just shredded.
carnage, bro.
Yeah, dude. Raccoons get into this shit
Oh
too.
yeah.
But yeah, I have like not only weapons but all kinds of other shit. Solar panels, water purification devices, cooking devices, fuels for stoves, fire starters, all kinds of shit that storage of batteries, things that you're going to need if you can't, function in a society. And I feel like I'm prepared. I'm not over prepared, but I'm not under prepared either. So it's good.
I lost my train of thought already. We started talking.
Started looking at shit around the room.
I'm
Where are
making
we?
sure that the camera doesn't shut off. I got to get a couple more things, obviously, to make that thing fucking work. This camera right here records, DSLRs, they have a 30-minute or 59 time limit usually. The Sony A series, which is the one I have. If you want a good camera that's fucking nonstop recording, get the Sony A series, and that records for fucking ever as long as you keep the heat down on it. Because like normal DSLRs will overheat. That's why they have a 30-minute time limit.
Yeah.
But these, Sony unlocked them, so they will just record forever. But you got to get like, instead of having the screen going up will help it stay cool.
Yeah.
As opposed to having it back. And then there's some other stuff like an external recording device and shit like that I got to get. But
Nice.
I look at it because there was that one episode we did where it shut off and then I had to restart it. So I'm always like looking at that and then this.
Double
I just
checking.
worry about not catching it. If we're just talking.
Like COVID.
Yeah. I'm super worried about catching COVID.
Good times.
I know we were kind of all over the place, but one of the things I wanted to leave is like the last bit and what I discovered, maybe even in the past few days, it's like, how do people get around the misinformation? And I think what I discovered, and it's not 100% foolproof program, but I think what I discovered is this is what I did. I talked to a few people when the whole riots were happening. You guys were saying all the stuff, and I was just looking at it, and I'm like, I'm so fucking confused. Like, I understand people are outraged, and eventually, my initial thing was like, well, what do you do? Like, what do you do if the government's coming down on you and whatever? And then talking to a few people, there's so much more to it that I don't think anybody knows what precisely caused everything to happen.
Yeah.
Even in the past year, like people look at the big elephant in the room, Corona, right? Like you're looking at Corona, it's like, oh, this is what people are out of work and stuff. But generally people are, you know, you look at the media and you're like, everybody's out of work, businesses are getting shut down. But I think if you get away from that and just look at your surroundings, maybe some other places it's fucking horrible. I know one of the restaurants and all the stuff with Stiffies, right? Stiffies or stuff? What the fuck?
I thought it was Spiffies, but
Spiffy.
people call
Yeah.
Stuffies and all kinds of weird shit. I could be wrong.
I know there's stuff happening, but it looks, from outward perspective, it looks exactly the same as it did before.
Yeah.
If you just walk around, people are out there buying shit. They've been buying shit the whole time. I saw people at Walmart buying fucking dumb shit all the time, and it's like the only thing that happened was there was no toilet paper.
Yeah.
Partly because Walmart wasn't stocking shit.
Even Costco has downsized the size of their toilet paper
to stop the fucking idiots from getting it all. But also they
I can't buy it in
don't
big bulk
stock
now?
it as fast as they usually do because they have to keep supplies.
Supply and demand.
So I thought about it as everything was going on, and I'm talking to a few people from different perspectives. Libertarians, left, hearing stuff people are saying all over. You guys, everybody's got different perspectives and different vantage points, and everybody's looking at different stuff.
Yeah.
If I talked to my sister in New York, I was asking her about, hey, did you guys hear about the 180-day timeline that's in the coronavirus stimulus list for full disclosure of UFOs? She's like, what are you talking about? Because my sister is super scared of even talking to her about that infinity goes on forever and talking about space, how there's like billions of Earth-like planets in the Milky Way galaxy. Yeah, if she doesn't listen to this, but if she does, she'll be like, she legitimately people have weird.
It's like an irrational fear of
So I
space
talked to her
and time.
about, because of it, it's hilarious. And their accents are way, you know, when I'm by myself, I fucking do the little thing. Their accents are like, and when I talk to them, it gets worse. Yeah. Especially her husband. They get completely different information. Like when the whole Wayfair thing happened, I was talking to her about it. She's like, what are you talking about? That place sells furniture. I was like, you haven't seen the news? And it's weird to see how the media is like altered in different places. Like even this is a blue state. We still hear all this crazy conspiracy theory shit. And it's on the news. It's on all the mainstream medias. But there's a difference. Like, you could probably get all the same information if you're watching the same stuff, but even their channels are different. Like, if you, you know, like there's different, like Fox such and such here is different than Fox such and such there.
Yep.
So they're getting completely different information. So
tailored to that environment.
exactly.
That
And
area,
it's not social media dependent. Even if you go, there's different news outlets that feed information. They'll put out different stories in different locations like New York and say Seattle and just different. That's why their knowledge base is different. Their information is different. So, and I'm sort of lost in what I'm saying, so I'm going to try to bring it back to my fucking point. But if with this whole riots and shit, what was happening, I heard you guys talk about it. I talked to my buddy down in Florida, and he had a perspective, and he's like, this was said that caused this. And then you guys are saying it from a different perspective, and this is what caused it. And it's like, I kind of stepped back, and I didn't figure everything out, but I kind of gained a sort of full picture. I looked at what was being reported from all the things, and it was saying that Trump incited this riot. Now, if you look at it, I'm not talking about the social media stuff he said that got him kicked off of Twitter. I'm not. Maybe that's what I didn't see because I didn't look at what he said during.
Well, it's deleted now, so nobody has any evidence of what he said. So
exactly. So I don't know unless you have a screenshot or it's being put out, because I'm pretty sure, like they've done in the past few months, if that thing is posted again, the algorithm kicks it off and blocks them.
Yeah.
I looked at, they were saying Trump incited violence against the Capitol. That was essentially the news thing that was going on. It was all over the fucking place. all over fucking Google and everything. He's kicked off Twitter. He's this and he's that. Now, I don't know what he said on Twitter. Maybe somebody could comment what fucking happened, but please don't lock this fucking channel down by stuff you say. No, I don't think that matters. But they said that about him, and then my buddy said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he just took the headline. I think he actually like looked at the clips or whatever. But if you sit down and go, okay, this is what they're saying. Trump said this. He said this stuff, incited this violence against the Capitol, and just get the general understanding about what's being put out in the media. What I did is I took everything you guys were saying, I put it in my brain, let it rattle around, and then I go and I said, okay, what was actually fucking said? This is the stuff that will change perspectives on people. So what they're using, because they only show the clips, like the stills of it, is let's go to the rally, why that was happening. It's because of the fucking election results, right? Regardless if you're left or right. The rallies were happening because of the election results. Trump supporters believe that the election was stolen from them. Maybe there was fraud. Maybe there wasn't. There's always been fraud in elections, so we can safely say that there was. On some level, there was fraud.
Yeah.
Left and right. I'm pretty sure that there was fraud on the right.
Probably.
It's in history, historically speaking, it's always been that. If you can get away with something, you will.
Yep.
Pretty sure. Unless you're a completely morally upstanding individual. So I go and watch what he actually said. The rallies were going there to support Trump, right? They were going there. And they had an agenda and they had all this stuff. What was reported in the media, Fox and everybody, was that you simply knew that they were taking over the siege on the White House. Yeah. Everybody was saying it. They were showing it
on the democracy.
They were going, left is this, right is this, and all that stuff. So the rally goes, and they were already going to march over there. They were already going to do it. Yep. And what Trump actually said is, he's doing his rally, and maybe I don't know something, but this is what I saw that he fucking said that everybody was quoting. I know he said, like, democracy, blah, 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 like, and I'm not quoting him. So he said he was doing his shtick that he does, doing his Trump stuff, and then said, and by the way, I know that you're already going over there and you're going to demand that they uphold democracy. Nowhere in there did he literally, maybe he
break down those doors.
He never said that.
No.
If you could just get away from the media. I listened to what he said, and I'm in the middle. I don't fucking, I just hope things are calm. I don't care who the fuck gets it in. And I have my own personal opinions and who I voted for, right? So I'm trying to be as libertarian as possible, in the middle as possible, without fucking, that's what I kind of try to do in here without going like, this is what. Yeah. He didn't say anything on a literal sense to go fuck that place up. He never fucking said that.
And it didn't really get that fucked up either.
So the media will focus on that. So I listened to what he said, and then you look at the news articles where Nancy Pelosi calls for the removal of the president immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So the day of, they were going to announce the results of the election, right? Like that's one of the things they were doing. The vice president was going to be the person to fucking say, this is the results.
Yep. That's what he's
doing his fucking job.
Yeah.
He's doing his job. If he was just to throw that shit down, dereliction of duty or whatever they want to say, oh, he's the bad person, they would say that. And you're like, then all the stuff about him overturning the election in Georgia and all the stuff that even we talked about that I wasn't really looking at.
Yeah.
So, okay, I see this thing online that's just all over the place. Pence calls for the removal of the president. Also, people are sending me memes about it, and they're like, oh, I hope he gets everything he deserves. And, like, Republicans are saying, like, fuck Pence and how dare he and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
When they don't know
we were sending stuff back. I sent you
shit,
stuff I saw that was just like, here's some weird media outlet that's saying Pence is removing. And I said, and I quote, I think Trump's done. There's no fucking turning back now. I was like, looks like Biden's going to be president or something like that. I shouldn't have said I quote. This is what I said. I think it'd be hard to turn this shit over at this point since I saw an article and I was just like, screenshot paste. That's an example of doing something wrong and actually not looking at what actually happened. So removing politics, I'm trying to remove politics as much as possible when I actually talk about what I saw when I looked at these videos. So instead of looking what the media is saying, I'm just watching the video clips of what was actually happening.
Yeah.
So the protests were going to happen. Nancy Pelosi comes out and calls for the removal of President Trump, knowing full well that Mike Pence is going to announce the results of the election, and everyone knew that Biden was going to be announced the elector. But Pence has to fucking say it. He has to say that the vote number. He has to say the electoral results. They already knew what was happening. So Nancy Pelosi says that. Riots happen. She's basically forecasting the future. He called for a fucking so she says we need to remove Trump. Pence, I'm calling on Pence to fucking remove it. Okay, so they go into session as that's happening. Riots happen. Whoever sparked it, whatever. Riots fucking ensue. People were killed. All that stuff. Nancy Pelosi goes on camera again and says, "This is," and maybe my timelines are messed up, but she's basically like, He incited a riot. He asked for that. We need to fucking remove him from office, impeach him, call him, send him to prison, all that stuff. And session gets, they go back in session.
Yeah.
Where Mike Pence is already going to read the results of the election.
Very, very small timeline, too, between the fucking riots, murders, and killings and all that, to going back into the Hall of Congress and reading these results. So they cleaned up that place pretty quick and kept going.
Somewhere along the lines, Trump tweeted something and they removed him from fucking... But we don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody else out there does. Maybe it's really bad. Maybe he did say it. But as of right now, from what I saw, there's no fucking proof that he ever incited any riots. Okay? That's politics aside. There's no proof. Regardless of how mad you want to fucking think, facts are facts. You can't fucking get around it. All right? That's what I saw. So... Then in that whole mix, and they're about to go back, Nancy Pelosi calls for his fucking removal. I'm calling on Mike Pence to fucking do the same fucking shit she does. And she's fucking head bobbling.
Yeah.
They go in session.
Like your fucking head demon.
They go in session. Everybody condemns the fucking violence. Mike Pence reads the results. The news, and he says, if you watch it, he's heartbroken. Mm-hmm. You can tell he's heartbroken. But he's saying it in the same manner that he always talks about everything. He even said his own name. He's like, he was just doing it. He was doing his duty. He was just reporting what he was supposed to fucking report, the election results. He did that. The media reports Mike Pence immediately calls for the removal of the president. Never happened.
Yep.
Never fucking happened. I'm not saying I'm for or against any side with this, but it never
just
fucking happened.
Disinformation.
It never fucking happened.
And people will
it never fucking happened.
People will eat that shit up.
If you look at what all of that shit is in that series of events, to where Mike Pence just reads a scripted thing where he even says his own full name and the amount of votes that him and Trump got, he never called for the removal. Is there something else out there? I haven't seen it. I looked. I haven't seen anything that said he's like, oh, we need the president removed. Then you've got the right turning against him immediately. They're like, how dare he? I hope he gets what he deserves. He was doing his job.
Yep.
That's what he was supposed to do. Even before he read it, some more shit that's in play that I didn't think to say before. Right before he's about to announce the results of the election, the elector results, someone yells out, wait, Pence has to say, he has to say, he wants to say something, he has something to say. And they make it this spectacle
so
where they
dramatic,
can cut and chop it up. Like, hold on, Mike Pence is holding it up and go, we need to remove president. He never fucking said it. It never fucking happened. And there's no proof of any of this other than the media and certain people are hyping shit up. And so what I want to say is, if you can...
Makes for good TV.
If you can just get a general idea about if you want to use the media, you want to look at it solely. What I think is a good idea, this is on my opinion after yesterday when I was looking at it, is be objective, hear what everybody's saying, and then go... When it's like report, and it works on this level, I think, if people are saying that people said shit, go look for the actual clips without any commentary. That's like if you listen to us, we've got our perspectives on shit.
No commentary, no editing.
Nothing.
No
just
chopped up
listen
clips.
to what the fuck was said.
If there's a part where Biden says something and it's just a fucking 30-second video of him talking about his hairy legs, go listen to the whole fucking thing. You can get full context. If it's something Trump said about the White House or about the Capitol building, go listen to the whole fucking thing. You get the whole perspective. You don't have to get... You'll have your own perspective. You won't get somebody else's narrative about what was said in his speech. You can hear it right from the fucking person's mouth, and people forget that. It's frustrating.
I'm not saying intent isn't there. Like, I'm not saying that maybe Trump said that and he was secretly hoping that the fucking place would be cracked open. But
I think he knew something was going to happen because he was saying like, "Oh, it's going to be wild."
Yeah,
but
maybe
he
that's
didn't
why
say,
he got
go fucking kick the doors
kicked
in.
off. Maybe, yeah. I'm just saying, if there's some news thing that's being reported about what was said, which in this case it was, maybe that's the only time you can say, fuck the media, I'm going to hear what they say and what all my friends say. I'm not saying fuck what you guys say. I'm just saying, like, there was was it yesterday or the day before? It was the day before, maybe. I don't know.
Day before,
okay.
6th.
There's a lot of people that just pass shit around. Like, I had a discussion with somebody and they sent me this and it was like, Pence abandons Trump, and they were right wing. And then after I fucking watched those videos, I had a discussion with that person and I was like, you can't fucking trust everything you see.
Yeah.
And it was with that meme where they showed the Viking dude and they're like, he's at a BLM protest, which is weird in itself because people like the BLM thing is so polarizing in itself because there's a couple different things fucking happening with it. And I don't want to get into that, but it's like, it's not fucking wrong to go and support Black Lives Matter in the sense of you think that Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, and
people matter.
Putting it out there like you cannot be a patriot and a BLM supporter. Like, yeah, you can.
And it goes back to where, like, even the patriots are guilty as fuck with it. We're screaming about free speech, and I believe in free speech, but if you turn around and say, like, you can't do that, you can't go it's fuck, man. People care too much about other people's shit.
Yep.
And in some regards, you have to care what's happening in the federal government. You have to care to some level what other people are doing. But if we just take care of our fucking self and our own, I think the world would be much better. And if you don't fucking sit there and fucking just pass around, if you're passing around memes, that's fine. Memes are fucking awesome. I think they've gotten me through a lot of this time, but you can't pass some shit that hasn't. I'm not saying to get independent fact checkers. I'm like, just fucking research a little bit, please. Like, if you're going to be this person that just pass around one side of information, left or right, fucking actually know what's actually happening.
Yeah. Do some fucking research.
You know what I mean? Like I did research. I fucking sat there. I was like, okay, this is based on what was said, but what actually happened. And I made a educated decision on what happened. And what I saw is that everybody was fighting a propaganda war when the riot was happening, and nobody fucking won.
Yeah.
No one fucking won. No one won. It doesn't matter if you're for Biden or against him or for Trump or against him. Everyone fucking lost on that day.
Yep. Absolutely.
Except for me, because a new bottle of Strike Force Energy just came in and I used code VIOPRO at checkout and I got fucking 20% off, bro. And that's a fact. I wasn't just saying that. I got it on that day.
Nice.
So, what you think, man? What do you think about what I just said? What's your reaction?
I agree with you on being able to dig in yourself and go to the source instead of just hearing it and regurgitate.
You do that a lot.
I do it a fucking awful lot.
And that's good.
Like more than most people.
All the stuff I just said, I'm usually guilty of. I send fucking things and then I go fucking look at other stuff.
Well, it's funny because like when a current event will happen, right? Something big will happen, and people are just like, blip, regurgitate onto social media. Did you see this? Oh, this is bad because of this, and this is what so and so said. And then
that's movie Social Dilemma. They talk about that. People will just capture shit and throw it out there and then fucking go about their day. They're like, oh, like nothing happened.
So what
but it's like the butterfly effect in some way. They're just throwing these tiny little butterfly effects out, these little hand grenades out. And I'm not saying to stop doing whatever you're doing. Like, I believe that everybody should do whatever they want, to include what the wackos do down in Oregon, which is legalize every drug under the sun. Everybody should be able to do everything unless they're not unless they're not hurting somebody. That was bad. I think that people should hurt people. No, if you're not hurting anybody, if you want to hurt yourself, fuck it, whatever. Again, suicide's not illegal. Fucking, you know what I mean? It's relatable.
We're
somehow,
not encouraging it.
Yeah,
But
it's not. It's relatable somehow. What I just said. I just distracted you.
You did.
You agreed with me on doing research.
Doing research is
And
important.
I said,
I do it more than most people because I feel like the regurgitation of information is misinformation, if that makes sense. The regurgitation of information is misinformation a lot of the time. And the easiest way to get caught up in it all, whether you be left or right or in the middle, is to just fucking see it pop up and believe it, instead of going to that fucking source. Where did they get that information from? Why are they saying that? Go to the event that happened. Watch what happened, hear what happened, so you can judge for yourself which side, which area is telling you the correct information. I mean, not that you need to worry about those, but you'll get the whole picture instead of getting this little fucking bite over here or this bite over here that, just doesn't tell the whole fucking thing. It's like being an investigator on a crime, You hear, oh, so-and-so did it because they dated him at one point and he didn't want a baby. You're like, what? So this guy's the murderer? When it happened to be like her mom had killed her or something. It's... Yeah. You gotta be the detective, especially in today's age with the misinformation that comes out and the fucking memes and the fucking videos and the he said she said bullshit. It's just do your own fucking research.
I think people are afraid to know what other people think. They like the whole echo chambers and shit like that. Yeah. It's like people are just simply afraid to getting a new perspective on things doesn't change you as a person if you have a strong foundation as a human being, like in your own. And
people are worried about, oh, my friends are going to hate me if I disagree with them, so I'm not going to fucking say anything. I'll fucking disagree with anybody all goddamn day.
I know saying some shit to you guys sometimes is going to, like if I say certain things to you about, like earlier when we were talking about like some of the stuff I was going again. Well, let me give you the other perspective. Yeah. It's like,
I've told you to your face, I disagree with
it. But I think people are fucking afraid of that.
Yeah.
It feels good to have people just fucking agree with you all the time.
It does.
But you're a weak son of a bitch if you can't fucking face a little bit of
criticism or disagreement. Absolutely. I fucking agree.
People are afraid of different perspectives, man.
You talk about saying like and a lot. I say absolutely.
Do you?
I do.
Oh, now I'm gonna hear it. I'm like, God, I can't fucking concentrate.
You fucking dumbass saying that shit.
I'm gonna bleep all your absolutes. This episode's getting cut up anyway because of the fucking no part. But the lights, the lights.
Well, on that note,
I've got an art. Like, I gotta fucking I'm trying to put it in my face as much as possible. So that, like.
What, a penis?
Yeah. Trying to make myself acknowledge that I say it. So that I fucking stop. I also started doing this weird thing where I'm doing an upward inflection on the fuck. And I hate that shit.
Yes.
I know why I do it. And I finally discovered it. My son talks like that. And I'm around all the time. And now it affected me the way I talk. So I'm trying to talk like a normal person, then put a downward because it's different than going up. So
speech.
Let's kill it, man. Fucking Death Cheetah fist bump. Wow. Like I said to Peter, you don't have to do the.
I want to do it. I fucking want it. When I make the mouth movement, if you put the sound effect, it's going to be even cooler.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for being here with Mark and Mike. I covered up the goodbye. Do it again. Roll us out.
Bye-bye.
If you like this episode, please consider subscribing to us on Patreon by visiting patreon.com/violentprofessional. By subscribing, you have access to all the episodes as soon as we upload, as well as bonus content that you can't see anywhere else. You can also support us by simply giving us a positive rating on your listening platform of choice. And above all, thank you for the continued support of the Violent Professional Podcast.